of you. And yesterday also we did one session, and today also we are doing one session. So today's session is going to be very practical session. Good evening, Subrat. So today's session is going to be very practical session in a sense that we are going to discuss how can you set your goals. Because what happens that sometimes when we go for a goal, then meanwhile we realize that this is not for us. Then again we change our path. Then again we change our path. So continuously we start changing our paths. So that is not the way you should choose your goals. Okay. So let me wait for 1 minute so that more people can join. Okay. Okay. Good evening, Shubham. Good evening, everyone. So this is going to be a very important session. So in these sessions, I generally share my experience and the phases that I have gone through. So these are the sessions which might give you some kind of motivation or some kind of path so that you can achieve what you want in less span of time. Okay. Okay. So I think I should start the session. So today's session is how to set your goals. How to set your goals. If you want to set your goals, what should be the first priority? Let us try to understand. So this is the part of your 3-day conclave for GATE and ESE aspirants. Very notable personalities have come in this session. You should have learned a lot from them. Okay. So this session is going to be learn your just a second. Let me upload the file. Okay. Yes. So this is the part of the 3-day conclave for the GATE and ESE aspirants. Okay. So let me start. So what should you start with? You should start with the goal that motivates you. What is the meaning of motivation for you? So let me give you a very interesting story. When I was in Infosys, what I have thought that I would go to the Infosys and I'll stay there for a longer period of time and I'll try to achieve some standard milestones in the Infosys. But meanwhile, I realized that that was not my goal because that was not something which was motivating me. Okay. Then meanwhile, I have changed my path. I prepared for this examination, GATE and ESA, and I have secured All India rank 98. From that, I got the railways. So when I went to the railways, there also I got the idea that I was not the very motivated. So whenever I used to wake up in the morning, I did not have the motivation to complete my day, or I did not have the motivation to do the work which I want to do every point of time. Then I again gave the examination, and I have got All India rank 25. So when I secondly gave the examination and I have got 25th rank, then I joined this Indian Telecommunication Services. So when I joined this Indian Telecommunication Services, there also I started training, and meanwhile I realized there also that this is not my cup of tea, or not basically. Ultimately, I'm not enjoying there also, and I'm not able to get the fact that what should I do at the end of the day. So all these things I constantly changed my path. But what happened meanwhile that I set my smaller goals. For example, if in Infosys I was not comfortable, so I had the idea that when I'll become an IAS officer, maybe when I'll get the railways, I'll become happy, and that goal will motivate me. So meanwhile, I did not change my path. So what you have to do, once you set your goal, the very important thing you should understand is that if you have set your goals, maybe this may not be your final aim, this may not be your final goal, but ultimately you have to jump step by step. Okay, you never know that what will be your ultimate aim, what you are going to get at the end of the day, but at least your smaller goals should be accomplished. So when I went there, meanwhile, I did not have the second thought that I have to join railways, or I did not have to become IS. I was very sure that I have to become the IS officer. But once I have gone to the railways, I realized that maybe I'm not getting the enough motivation to do the work, or maybe this is something which I do not wanted to do. Then what I did, I again prepared for the examination. I thought that ITS might be good for me. So when I was in railway, I again gave this examination, and again I get 25th rank. Okay. So meanwhile, I did not have the second thought that whether I should join this ITS or not. I was very sure that I have to go to the ITS and I have to work there. But when I went to the ITS, then I realized there also I'm not getting the motivation. This is not my final aim. Then meanwhile, I also started teaching. So once I went to the teaching, then I went to know that this is something which I can do day and night, day in, day out. This is something which I can do. This is something which I love the most. Okay. Apart from the teaching, I also do some things which motivates me. For example, I also have learned investing. Okay, I have also interest in the businesses, that how the businesses run, how the economy run. So later, after a certain period of time, I have developed the interest in the things which motivates me, and something which I can do whole day. Okay, something which I can do whole day, or something which I can do 24 hours without even stopping. Okay. Meanwhile, I was teaching in the various institutes. Okay, apart from the Kreatryx also, I was teaching in different institutes. So what I understood eventually, that if you want to accomplish something, or if you want to find out your goal, at least you should get the success in the smaller goals that you set initially. You cannot directly aim for the bigger goals. आप directly ऐसा नहीं बोल सकते कि मुझे जाना है मुंबई और मुंबई जाके मुझे हीरो बनना है या फिर मुझे सिंगर बनना है. You cannot do that because most of us are from the middle class families. Most of us from it. So we need smaller success to take the bigger steps. So if you are not getting the smaller success, nobody is going to give you the take bigger risk, or ultimately you will not be able to convince others also that you are going to take the risk. So ultimately others should also be convinced. They should also have faith in you that you can achieve the bigger things. More than that, you should have the faith in yourself that you can achieve the bigger goals. So hopefully this particular thing is very important, which I have written here, that you have to set your goals first of all, which is going to motivate you. So always set the goal which is going to motivate you. That particular goal might not motivate you for a lifetime. Okay. So that particular goal might motivate you for 1 year, for 2 years. Then you can change the goal. But every now and then, if you are changing the goals, aaj kal kuch aur, parso kuch aur, then you will never get the success. Always have a goal at least for a certain period of time and try to achieve the success in that. Okay. Chalo aate next topic pe. So how to choose the goals? So I have written some very important points here, that you should always choose the SMART goal. SMART means which is specific. Which is specific. What is the meaning of specific? Specific means something in which you are good at. For example, if your age is 23 and you love cricket a lot, but आप ये नहीं बोल सकते ना that you want to become a cricketer. Okay, that is not a specific goal. That is not a specific goal. So that goal should always be specific. Specific means the goal in which you have your abilities, in which you have your forte, in which you are comfortable in. Second is measurable. What is measurable? Measurable meaning is that your goal should be realistic, and that should be in such a sense which can be achieved in a certain period of time. Suppose you say that I want to be a millionaire by tomorrow. So it is non-measurable goal. You cannot become a millionaire in a day practically. Okay. Or you want to become an IAS officer just by studying 1 month, or you want to crack GATE just by studying 1 day. So these goals are unmeasurable. Always try to have the measurable goals. What is the meaning of measurable goals? For example, if you have 5 months from now onwards, then you have to measure that what are the steps that you need in order to crack the GATE examination in the upcoming 5 months. So that should be measurable. And this measurable and attainable are very closely related. Attainable means something which you can achieve. Always try to understand your potential, your interest, as well as your strength. You have to identify your strength in which you are good at. For example, you might not be a great candidate for civil services examination, but you can be a great candidate of Indian engineering services. Or you might not be a great candidate of IAS, but you can be a great candidate of GATE. Yeah, might be you can be a great candidate for bank examination, or you might have talent that you can start a business, something like that. Okay. So जो भी आपका goal होना चाहिए, that should be attainable. That should not be that if anyone is preparing for civil services and you know that somewhere inside that you cannot crack this examination, still you are wasting your time for 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. So that is not something which you should do. At least after some period of time, you should understand that this goal is attainable or non-attainable. Relevant. What is the meaning of relevant? For example, you want to go for the government jobs. Okay. So you want to go for the government jobs with the mindset that you will relax there. So this is not going to happen in the upcoming period of time, because you should have the goals which are relevant in the upcoming period of time also. What may happen that, for example, if today's scenario you get in a government job, okay, where you did not improve any skills. So if you do not have any skills, after some times that government department might get privatized, or maybe there are the requirement of the skilled people, but you did not develop the skill over the period of time, so that particular job is never going to pay you. So ultimately the goal achievement is not important, the sustainability of goal is important. Suppose you get the job but you are not able to sustain the job, you get the success but you are not able to sustain the success, which means that success will ultimately going to hurt you a lot. आपको कोई चीज मिल गई, आप select हो गए इंडियन टीम में, okay, you have been selected in Indian team, that too in the 11, but you are not able to perform. Okay, so what will happen? This will hurt you more. This will hurt you more because now you have been selected, now you have got the success. So the sustainability of the success becomes very important. Your goals should also be very relevant. That goals should be relevant in the upcoming period of time. आप बोलोगे कि मुझे तो चैटिंग करना बहुत अच्छा लगता है, तो मैं ऐसा करता हूँ कि मैं चैटिंग में रिकॉर्ड बनाता हूँ, बट दैट इज नॉट रेलेवेंट. या आपको लगता है कि मुझे सोशल मीडिया बहुत अच्छा लगता है, तो आप सोशल मीडिया के थ्रू कुछ ऐसा करना चाहते हो विच इज नॉट रेलेवेंट. इफ यू वांट टू डू, you can start a YouTube channel, or maybe you can do anything which is relevant in the upcoming period of time, and over the period of time your skills should also be enhanced by that particular goal. Okay, तो ऐसा कोई भी गोल मत सेट करिए जिसमें आपकी स्किल्स enhance नहीं हो. Your skills should always be enhanced in all these type of goals. And next is time bound. जैसा मैंने बताया, एक बार आपने अपना गोल सेट कर लिया, so you should bound that goal in time. If you are preparing for GATE examination, ऐसा नहीं 10 साल तक तैयारी कर लो, it is not going to help you. You should give it a particular time. In that particular time you should achieve the thing, so you can start doing it on the daily basis. For example, today only you should set the goals and you should achieve all the goals today itself. For the tomorrow also you should set some goals and you should achieve that goal at that particular day also. So goals में आप कैसे कैसे होने चाहिए? Goals should be very specific, that should be measurable, that should be attainable, that should be relevant in the upcoming times also, and that should be completed within a time bound manner. So this is the definition of the goals. So you should always go for the SMART goals. Correct? Fine. Now let us come on to the next. Yes. After you have chosen your goal, for example, you have decided, yes, I will crack the GATE. Okay, so only the selection of the goal is not going to give you the success. You have to make an action plan which actually works. So that action plan should have to be practical and you have to be very passionate about that. Okay. Passion comes from the fact that we love something we cannot leave. For example, if you watch Virat Kohli, okay, Virat Kohli, he has earned a lot of money that he can right now retire from the cricket, and he can stay very happily for his lifetime. But still, he plays the cricket, he works hard, he trains himself because he has the ability and he has understood that he has to be best in the world. That gives him the sense of the satisfaction. So sometimes what may happen that the money or the fame or maybe the success or the sense of achievement is not going to give you a lot of happiness. The lot of happiness will always give you the fact that you have to be best in the field what you are going to do. So once you get addicted to that thing, that is the best addiction that you can ever have. If you set a goal and you achieve that goal, then the kick or then that particular high that you get, no addiction can give you that amount of pleasure, the pleasure that you get from getting selected. Just you can imagine that you are preparing for engineering services examination, okay, and the list comes and you get all India rank 12. Okay, nobody can match, no pleasure can match the feeling of this getting yourself in the list of the engineering services at all India rank 12, because you get the feeling that you have now become an IAS officer or you have become the independent personality. Similarly, if you give the GATE and you get all India rank 25, okay, so this is the feeling which we are work for, this is the feeling for which we actually want to do the hard work. So what is the best thing, what is the best addiction that you can have? The best addiction you can have is that set your goal and achieve that continuously. Once you do once, twice, thrice, you get addicted to that, you get frustrated, you will not get the comfort until and unless your goal is completed. जैसे हम लोगों के साथ होता है, we still work for 16 hours a day and we set our goals in the early morning, even before night. Okay, so before sleeping we set our goals, and if any even simple goals are left at the end of the day, we do not feel good. We think that someone is going to beat us or someone is going to be stay ahead of us. So that particular feeling, if you develop that particular feeling, we develop at a very early age. So that is why we get the success very early. So if you also want to get the success very early, the first habit that you should cultivate is that achieving your goals on the daily basis. If you are not having the motivation or the passion to achieve your goals on the daily basis, you can never achieve your goals, larger goals, which is going to happen after 6 months or after 1 year. So the most important part in every session I say to every student that the most important part is that You have to first of all win the daily battle that you fight. The daily battle that you fight, if you can win those battles, then you will win the battles that is going to become in the upcoming days. So hopefully everyone is understanding this point, that we always want to get the success. We always have to have the future prospects or the future ideas, that what is going to happen, we will clear the gate examination or not. And on that thought, we do not work hard today. So you have to work hard today. At least give your goals the required time that it needs. You have to give all the time that your goal needs. Then after, you can think about the results. Okay. So hopefully everyone is understanding this point, that only the setting of the goal or only thinking of the future achievements will not going to give you the success. You have to work hard. You have to work hard. Okay. टाइम की कमी रह जाती है, इसका मतलब आपने अपना जो गोल सेट किया है, यू आर नॉट पैशनेट टू दैट. ओके. हाउ can you get the scarcity of time? We have to manage a lot of things. Okay, everyone has 24 hours. Yeah? Even Elon Musk has 24 hours. If you talk about Elon Musk, he's also having 24 hours. Narendra Modi is also having 24 hours. Roman Sani is also having 24 hours. Everyone is having only 24 hours. Okay, Ankit Goyal is having 24 hours. How do they do it? They also do it. No? So this is only the excuse which I get, that I cannot complete the desired task in a given day of time, which means you are not passionate enough, you haven't figured it out correctly, or maybe you should take an advice from an expert of that particular domain who can guide. Okay, अगर आपको लग रहा है कि you are giving it your 100%, at the end of the day, go and watch the mirror and pat yourself that this was the best you can give for the day. If you get the feeling from inside, which means you have given all the efforts that you have, leave the rest, and you have to only now rest of the you should only then after relax. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is, at the end of the day, जब आपको नींद आने लगी, जब आप बहुत थक जाएं, you should go in front of a mirror and tell yourself that this was the best that you have given in this 24 hours. ऐसा अगर आप बोल पाते हैं डेली बेसिस पे, कंटिन्यूअसली बोलना है. अगर आप लगातार जाके शीशे के सामने ये बोल पा रहे हैं कि इससे बेहतर मैं आज अपने लिए कुछ भी नहीं कर सकता था, तो इसका मतलब आपने वो दिन अच्छे से दिया. अगर आपको लग रहा है कि आपके पास कहीं ना कहीं पे स्कोप बचा था, यू हैड सम सॉर्ट ऑफ स्केप, सम सॉर्ट ऑफ scope somewhere or the other, in that case you are not getting your work done completely, and more than that, you are also doing something which is not needed to accomplish your goals. Okay, तो ये डेली बेसिस पे आपकी हैबिट होनी चाहिए. अगर आपके अंदर से आवाज आ रही है, yes, this was the best which I could have given for the day, then it is done. If it is not, then it is not done. And if you want to improve, you should seek the guidance of some expert. Okay. वही मैं बोल रहा हूँ ना, कुछ दिन पढ़ाई होती है, कुछ दिन पढ़ाई नहीं होती. इसका मतलब आप पढ़ना नहीं चाहते, इसका मतलब आपको फ्यूचर अपना जो है ना, यू आर वेरी रिलैक्स अबाउट दैट. आपको डर ही नहीं है, नौकरी लगेगी नहीं लगेगी क्या होगा. यू डू नॉट केयर अबाउट दैट. यू डू नॉट केयर अबाउट द पीपल. You do not care about the parents which they are putting lot of money. So until and unless you won't feel the responsibility, until and unless you will not lead your family, you will not going to get these things. Always have the leading ability. Always think that you are going to do the everything that a leader do in a family. So once you do everything, you can do that. Okay. Bindu, yeah, I'm speaking in English only. Yeah, one or two words in Hindi might come usually. Okay, so do not point out that always. So you guys do not have even a single bit of patience. Even if a single word of Hindi comes, you become you panic very easily. Okay, fine. So the 6 month strategy for GATE, Ankit sir is taking. So today Ankit sir is taking. You can go and follow those sessions for 6 month strategy. Okay, I have already given you the 6 month strategy. You can go for the Kreatryx channel. You can go for the Kreatryx channel. There also I have given you the 6 month strategy, that what you should follow and what you should not follow. So listen, understand, listen this thing carefully, that we always want some escape. हमें कहीं ना कहीं पे escape चाहिए होता है in order to have some sense of appreciation. Okay, so if you do that on the daily basis, if you do that on the daily basis, that you are getting some escape. You are giving excuses to someone that this happens or that happens or something like this happens to me, otherwise I could have done it. So first of all, you have to leave that habit. And once you have set your goal, we have like a leader. You are the leader and you have to accomplish your goals to show others that how the things can work or how the things can be done in order to get the success. Correct? Now let us come on to the last point, which I told you, that stick with it. This is something which I am telling you from the very start, that if you have set your goals, do not waver. Do not waver. Stick to it no matter what. Even if you are not feeling comfortable, you are having fever, or it is day or it is night, whatever. Once the goal has been accomplished, once the goal has been set, you should not waver. You should stick to it until and unless you do not achieve it. But before that, your goals should be your goals should be filtered out by these filters. Okay, it should be specific, should be measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. So this is very important for you. After that, you have to stick to it. Now, the final wordings is that every one of you, every one of you, if you believe you can do it, if you believe you can do it, okay, then you have to put the hard work to it. Put the hard work on the daily basis. Never think of the result. We never think of the results. As a team, we never think of the result. We only put the efforts. If the students like us, they like us. If they don't, they don't. That is something which we cannot control. But what we can do at least at our end, that we can give you the content, we can teach you at the best of our abilities, we can work hard, we can utilize the 24 hours which is given to us. Maybe some people will like us, maybe some people will don't. That is something which is out of our control. So who is setting the paper, who is conducting the paper, what are the options given there, what are the pattern. So something this is which we cannot control. What is the things that you can control is that you can study. So always control the things you can control, and control in the best possible manner. Correct? If you start doing it, you will get the success very easily. Otherwise, you will always feel the competition. You will always have some sort of excuses. So this is something which is the habit of unsuccessful people. If you want to become a successful people, always do the hard work. Always try to make 16 hours productive in a day. ये बार बार मैं बोलता हूँ that you should make 16 hours out of 24 hours very productive. Okay, after these number of hours, you should be highly skillful. You should learn something after 16 hours. At the end of the day, you should pat yourself that this is the best that you can give, and this is the best that you have given. After that, you can sleep in peace. After that, again, next wake up in the next morning, you should be motivated that there are goals which you have to accomplish. Do the hard work. Again, at the end of the day, pat yourself, go to the mirror and tell that this was the best thing that you could have done today. इससे बेहतर आप नहीं कर सकते थे. फिर next day जाइए and keep on following this routine. Once you start doing it, you will start getting changes in yourself, and you will start getting the feeling that you are getting closer to your goals. Okay, so thank you so much. This was it in this session. Hopefully you have got some ideas around it. Okay, so everyone, all the best, and try to stick your goals, try to do the hard work. Never think of the result. Always control the things which is controllable. If something which you cannot control, leave that particular thing, but always try to control the things which you can control in the best possible manner. Okay, fine. So let us meet in the next session. Thank you so much.